everyone, and welcome to our first WebInterpret Talks event of the year. If this is your first event with us, welcome, and if not, welcome back. Our goal with this event series is really to enable you to maximize your growth on eBay with helpful insights, advice, and tips on the latest and most beneficial services. So for this talk, as you can probably tell from our visuals, we're covering the best practices for kicking off your 2024 growth with eBay advertising and specifically promoted listings advanced. So with this said, we're really excited to be joined by Alex from eBay Ads. Alex, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to speak on eBay and eBay Ads. My name's Alex. I'm the global partner development manager here, and I work with partners like WebInterpret to help drive adoption for our marketplace.
Amazing. Thanks, Alex. And my name is Bronwyn. I'm a marketing specialist here at WebInterpret, and I focus specifically on product marketing. So let's get started.
Cool.
We have a lot of interesting topics to cover today. We'll start with introductions to WebInterpret and eBay Ads, and then Alex will take the stage to cover all things eBay, including the most recent trends on the platform, promoted listings advanced, and a preview to Offsite Ads. Then I'll be taking you through WebInterpret's advertising service and what our offer for promoted listings advanced looks like, followed by some performance metrics from our sellers that are currently using the service. And then at the end, we'll wrap up with our most frequently asked questions. And then we have some information about one or two special promotions we've prepared for event registrants. So stay tuned. So I'll start with a quick introduction to WebInterpret. If you don't know who we are already, we're an eBay Gold solution provider that specializes in boosting sellers' visibility and sales on both international and domestic eBay marketplaces. We offer 4 core services that enable eBay sellers to boost their growth on the channel. Internationalization is our core service for international selling. This is where we localize your domestic eBay listings and place them in several international eBay markets, allowing them to be seen and purchased by more international buyers. The remaining services are available for both international and domestic selling. So advertising, which covers promoted listing standard and advanced, what we're talking about today, and shipping and free returns. So Alex, I'll pass it over to you now.
Thank you. I'm going to quickly go over eBay and its marketplace and then dive right into promoted listings. What the goal is to boost visibility and drive sales for your listings on our platform. eBay's been around for a long time and it's changed since then. It's been over 25 years and it's a robust marketplace where you can find anything and everything from car parts to luxury, fashion, electronics, and even rare collectibles that you might be looking for. And eBay during the holidays was a top destination for a lot of buyers. They were looking for things that were sports related. So as you can see, there's a lot of sporting goods SKUs here. Now that the stadiums are getting full again and people are going in person, they're looking for current memorabilia, old school memorabilia, that hard collectibles. People are traveling again. And so like what we would call our jet setters, they're looking for, fashion trends that they can wear for the flight or bags or things to help them while they travel. There's also a lot of people looking for electronics, whether it's refurbed or net new or good as new. They're looking for drones and cameras and other equipment such as that and more, like vacuums. And then people were just looking for fashion in general, like bathing apes or any trendy things like New Balance. But all these holiday trends are definitely going to spill into the new year. People got their holiday money. They're looking for things to buy for themselves, or maybe they didn't get what they wanted and they're, still shopping around. Next, I'm going to go into promoted listings advanced and promoted listing standard and offsite ads and how these solutions can help you get sales on some of the items that I shared previously. So promoted listing standard is a cost per sale model for fixed items. It'll help you get placement across the platform, 100 plus placements on the eBay network. There's also promoted listings advanced, which I'm going to dive deeper into during this presentation, but this is a cost per click model and it's for fixed priced items. It'll give you priority placement on top of search on eBay. Both of these solutions will help you drive sales and help increase, your sales velocity. And then the newest one is Offsite Ads, which is currently in beta. And what it does is it brings buyers from leading search engines such as Google to your eligible listings on the platform. It's a cost per click model, and it'll go beyond standard marketing, and you can do more ads with leading search engines and capture a wider audience. Promoted listings advance. So quick thing about it, sellers see 50% more sales on average when promoting with PLA, Promoted Listings Advance, compared to non-promoted items on the platform. Promoted Listings Advance unlocks priority access, like we previously mentioned. You'll be seen by more buyers. It'll give you access to placement across eBay, including super visible, high-performing top slots of search. And there's some examples in the screenshot to the left. You get to have enhanced budget control. It's a cost per click model, so you get to determine exactly how each keyword and click is worth to you. Your daily budget, our daily budget feature allows you to control your campaign spend, and it gives you predictability in how you want to run your campaigns. And we highly suggest that you use the keywords controls. You get to bid for keywords that matter to you. That'll ultimately help you drive more sales and traffic towards your listings. Some tips about being on Promoted Listings Advanced to keep in mind is use the suggested bids. Take the guesswork out of your campaigns. Group your similar items together, meaning put all your t-shirts together or all your sneakers together. And if they have subcategories, organize your listings by subcategories so you can be really specific. And that way you can target buyers and be more focused with your keywords and improve visibility. Maintain high listing quality. You want to make sure you have good images, descriptions, titles, so your customers know exactly what they're getting. Or if they're searching, they can find the item that they're looking for exactly as described. And consider having continuous campaigns without end dates. This means that if you have a campaign running continuously, you won't miss out on holidays if you forgot to run a campaign. And then leverage keyword match types such as phrase and broad match. And then the last thing that's not mentioned here, promote items with high inventory, right? You want to show that Promoted Listings Advanced can set campaigns for long-term success and growth. And lastly, I wanted to go over Offsite Ads and how to get started. So Offsite Ads, you can highlight your listings across leading external channels like I talked about, such as Google, and it'll increase visibility to your listings on our marketplace. As you can see on the screenshot, this is a Google search that someone looked for. They're looking for an Apple Watch, and those listings were boosted on the platform, and it'll take the customer to eBay to see the SKUs and make that purchase. You'll go beyond the standard marketing, and you can do more with this leading search engine solution to capture a wider audience. It's very easy to set up, and there is a promotional offer running for select sellers. If you are interested, please fill out the survey or contact Webinterpret after the call and to see if you're eligible. We'll have more information after via email. Next, I'm going to pass it back over, and we'll go over Webinterpret advertising.
Great, thanks, Alex. So yeah, I'll be discussing our advertising service and what you can expect. So the first thing is that you can continue to expect the priority access to premium ad placements, including top of search. So that aspect of the service doesn't change. It's really the next two benefits that will be incredibly useful for sellers that are either just getting started with ads for the first time, or they want to take the guesswork out of campaign creation, even if they're more experienced. So we hear a lot of the time that sellers aren't quite sure how to run a successful ad campaign that aligns with their business strategy. And there are a lot of contributing factors to consider, like your product cost, your margins, seasonality, and your selling category. So that's why we've taken the approach to create an automated solution designed for anyone that's interested in advertising, regardless of your skill level. So once you enable Promoted Listings Advanced with us, we automatically make campaign model recommendations, item and market selection, keyword selection, budget recommendations, and we actually set up your campaigns and run them for you. So this leads into the third main benefit. You're probably wondering, how we're able to make these selections and recommendations, and like what are these decisions based off of. So WebInterpret actually manages promoted listings for millions of items internationally and domestically. And that enables us to analyze at a mass scale what works and what doesn't. So in 2023, we ran, I believe, about 126,000 campaigns. So you're able to benefit both from our expertise while also saving a lot of time and daily budget with our automation. The last thing to note is we do support both the promoted listing standard and advanced campaign models. Both solutions are automated to help you achieve a maximum sales uplift, and both are available for your domestic US market and then several other international markets on eBay. So this means that you can manage all of your campaigns for all of your markets from one dashboard, our WebInterpret advertising dashboard. And just some metrics at the bottom here, the average sales uplift for advanced campaigns is 7% with a 10% ACoS, or the cost of sales. Yeah, so just to expand on the automation aspect of the service, as I mentioned before, all of the campaign building aspects are fully automated, but there are also some initial settings that you have control over. So from the initial onboarding, you'll notice our new campaign model recommendation tool. The tool will invite you to answer a series of questions about your business, starting with what is your main business goal? We have 3 examples here on the slide. And at the end, we'll suggest the campaign model you should use and some initial settings and key metrics to track to understand your ad performance. So you're not left in the dark when you get started.
This is great that you have all the options.
Yeah, exactly. We're really excited about this one. And on the next slide here, this is our whole how it works flow in its entirety. So you can choose to use a campaign model recommendation tool at the beginning or not, but once you know which direction you're headed in, you can make your selection. So if you're someone that is wants to start using promoted listings advanced, once you log in for the first time, you'll select this campaign model. Then you'll select the markets you're interested in launching. So either your domestic US market or you have options of several other international markets. And then you set your daily budget. And from there, everything else is entirely automated. So we launch the campaigns based on your setup. We monitor the results, and then we iterate on that to maximize your sales performance. And yeah, this is just a more in-depth look at our full iteration process for campaign management. So once campaigns are set up, WebInterpret automation will test the campaign, then we analyze the results, and then we make adjustments as necessary to optimize those results. This is precisely how we learn what works and what doesn't work, and how your campaign success is the result of our learnings at scale. And yeah, so in case you were curious what it looked like, here is a quick preview of the WebInterpret advertising dashboard. So at the top, you can quickly toggle between your standard and advanced campaign reports and choose to view campaigns for all of your markets, or just domestic or just international. And below that, you have a view of all of the most relevant campaign tracking metrics. And then below there, you have a graph that shows your performance visually across all of these different metrics. And yeah, we wanted to show you some real practical results from our eBay users across a series of different categories. So here we have jewelry, parts and accessories, and health and beauty. What you'll notice here with this sample is that this selection of sellers across 3 different categories, they experienced between a 13 to 33% overall increase just for opening their domestic market on promoted listings advanced. However, some of these sellers opened more international markets on promoted listing standard. It has been around for longer, and they saw sales increases in the triple digits. So what we want to stress is that at the end of the day, which campaign model you activate, whether one of them or both of them. It's entirely up to you, but we do recommend using the campaign model recommendation tool to decide what is probably the best for you to start out with. But B, there's a lot of potential to be realized when both models, when you activate both campaign models, and yeah, it can lead to some really incredible results, as we see here. We tend to say that if you activate both, you're using a blended budget approach to promoted listings. And yeah, next slide. So now we'll just be covering some commonly asked questions. I'm gonna hand it back over to Alex.
Thank you. Simplest one, how do I get started? We will be following up via email for all the registrants for this event with any relevant information and how to get started, how to register, how to run a campaign. How do I improve my listings? I will be sending some information after the call as well via email. It'll show you how to optimize your listings, but pretty standard across marketplaces. Make sure you have good images, descriptions, content to help your buyers make that decision on the item that they're looking for. I think the next question might be best addressed by Bronwyn, so I'll let you take that one.
Thank you. So this is related to Webinterpret solution. So how do I know which markets I should advertise in and which items to promote? So as I mentioned, once you activate our service, we assess and select the markets that show the most promise for increasing your sales with their automation. So our system takes the reins on evaluating a market's potential based on its sales volume and conversion rates. The best thing you can do as a seller, the option that you do have, is to enable all of your markets, international and domestic, and let us decide which ones to run campaigns on. And our automation uses a similar logic to select those items with the highest sales potential for promotion, and we exclude those with low potential.
Cool.
Yeah. So why do some of the enabled markets not have an active advanced campaign? Okay, so as I just mentioned, we evaluate each opened market's potential against your budget, and we decide what the best campaign opportunity is for a successful sales outcome. So if some of the markets you open, let's say you open all of them, but not all of them have an active campaign, it means that we determined there was little value in opening this market for advertising, and we're spending your daily budget elsewhere for maximized sales. Okay, how do I decide which daily budget or target ACoS I should start out with? So again, once you start the onboarding process, I really recommend taking advantage of the campaign model recommendation tool. Once we know what your main business goal is and some other determining factors unique to your business, we can suggest what budget and ACoS you should start out with, so you're not left in the dark. Okay, how do I change my initial settings for my daily budget in enabled markets? So you can do this at any time, not just when you get started. So in the Webinterpret advertising dashboard, under your promoted listings advanced settings, you can change both the daily budget and which markets you have open, along with other settings as well. Why do I see so many items and keywords being promoted? This one's widely asked. So what's important to note is that with advanced campaigns ran by Webinterpret, there are two main phases: creation and optimization. So after we identify the potential across your various items and opened markets, we set up campaigns and we test a series of different advertising approaches. So this is the feedback loop that we showed you previously in the presentation. So testing must be done to collect data and verify success. And so which items and keywords are performing. This is why at some stage you will see a number of different combinations of items and keywords being promoted at the beginning. But after a certain period of time, they're refined and improved through feedback, and they are optimized to yield the best outcome for your campaign. And finally, how can I check my campaign performance? You can do this from the WebInterpret advertising dashboard. We showed you a preview of it just a few slides back a little while ago under the advertising report tab. So it's the first thing you see when you log into the dashboard. And yeah, next slide. I think that's everything. Thank you all so much for attending this talk on Promoted Listings Advanced.
Yeah, thank you for hosting and having me, and hopefully everyone found some benefit from this webinar.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure, Alex. And yeah, so as promised and mentioned at the beginning, we have prepared actually a couple of special promotions for you. We'll be sharing them by by email. One is coming from WebInterpret, the other is coming from eBay. So keep your eyes peeled on your email and take note of the deadline to enroll in the eBay promotion, just so you can take full advantage of some really great savings for promoted listings. And one final note, we know that being organized and planning ahead is key. So yeah, we want to help set you up for success and ease into the beginning of 2024. So we'll be sharing our Q1 e-commerce planner with you for free. It's filled with tons of tips and key dates of interest. Yeah, thanks everyone.
All right, thanks everyone.